Good morning here on the 21st of May 2020. It's Rishi Patel, co-founder, master of the markets, the Elite Trades Conference Traders Open Day. Welcome to the placing trades tutorial on soybeans, specifically on XStation 5, which is run by XTB. And I just wanted to run this video because I know there have been a lot of questions about this in our live trading room and through the Vedanta Elite rooms as well, about how you can get involved with the soybeans market and the other commodity markets that we're trading here in the live trading room. So I wanted to make a tutorial on how to position size it. Interestingly, when I was looking through YouTube and things like that, I just couldn't really find anything where anyone has actually explained this. And I don't know why, because it's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it and you understand what's going on. So this is an overview tutorial on how you can get involved with it. It's very high level detail. I'm not going into the kind of low level, when you buy a contract of soybeans, you're buying X number of soybeans and things like that. I'm not actually going into that granular level of depth in this video. We may do another video in the future as we continue to trade commodities and metals and things like that through the live trading room to be able to go into that detail. So we will do that at some stage. But at the moment, to get people up and running on how you can size up your trades properly according to certain percentage risk, this is how you're going to do it. So the example that I'm going to use is of, again, using XStation. And the reason we're using XStation to do this is because it has a very intuitive built-in mechanism where it will confirm for you the position size is correct. And I want to show you how that all works now through this. So we're going to run it on the education side. We'll do educate, experience, and execute. So I'll show you first on theory, and then we'll go over and we'll experience and then execute it. So that's the master of the markets philosophy, as you know: educate, experience, then execute. So first of all, you click onto the plus sign, which is located there on the trade ticket on XStation. That opens up a trade ticket, which will look like that. Your next step is to decide, do you want to place the trade at market? So is it an instant execution order, or is it a pending order at a certain level? So for the purposes of this example, I'm going to place a pending order. So the couple of things to note on the trade ticket, the important things are, one, this volume box just here, and secondly, the pip value. Okay, so this volume corresponds to pip value. So as this goes down, this pip value also decreases. As this goes up, this also increases. Now, one thing that we should note is that, as I say, first decide instant execution or pending order. Read the pip value. One thing that we should understand about the pip value is that it can change. It's not necessarily fixed. As of the time of doing this video, we have a pip value of £245.64 for one lot traded of soybean. So one pip is the equivalent of £245.64. Now, this value is important when you come to size up the trade. And in XStation, they're using the terminology pip, and I'm also using the terminology pip as well. Technically speaking, we don't trade pips on soybeans. We actually trade points. Soybeans moves in points, not pips, but I'm going to keep it by saying pips throughout because that's what XStation uses, and to not create a confusion, I'm just going to use pip all the way throughout as well. But just know technically it's not a pip on soybeans, it's a point. Okay, so one pip on XStation 5 for soybeans, one pip is the equivalent of 1.00. So if the market moves from 847.88 to 848.88, that's one pip. Okay, and if that one pip moved and you had a volume of 1.0 and you had a buy trade, you would be in profit for £245.64. So that is what pip value is, and we need that as we go into size up our trade. So now it's important at this stage that if you're coming through our trading rooms and things like that, if you haven't done the Trades Basecamp package, you wouldn't have learned about the position sizing formula, which is an important element of this whole thing. So you need the position sizing formula, which we teach in Trades Basecamp package. You need to use that, you need the entry price and the stop loss, okay? And you need your size of your account. You can find all of the details for entry, stop, target, all of that information is on the Master of the Markets Trade Journal, which is shared in the cloud, which you can access. If you don't have access to that, speak to our customer service team. Make sure that you have access to our shared space there. For long, your formula is entry minus stop loss. For short, it's stop loss minus entry. And here's an example of a trade. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a worked example from a trade on soybeans, which we had last night. This is one of the Vedanta Elite trading strategies. which is cash in 4.0. We could trade that long on soybeans as of the 25th, 2020. The entry is 847.50. Stop order 840.70. Okay, so our entry minus our stop gives us 6.8 pips. Now, for the purpose of this example, let's say we have an account which is £45,000, and our risk on the trade is going to be 3% of the trading account, right? Now, again, sit down with your elite one-to-one trader coach, work this out in terms of what your trade risk is, what your account risk is, etc., so that you have this tight and you have a pre-played plan which you're not sort of oversizing. So this is an example with, as I say, a 45k account with 3% risk. So the position sizing formula, account risk multiplied by 3% over entry minus stop. So that basically equates to £45,000 multiplied by 3% over 847.50, take away 840.70. And that works out at £169.11 per pip. But there's a problem with that because, as we said before, one lot on soybeans is 169.11 just there. So what we need to then understand is the fact that we then need to do a division. So 169.11 divided by what the pip value is, 245.61, and that gives you 0.68 lots. Okay, so 0.68 lots. And remember that the pip value can change. This is not a fixed pip value. You have to check the pip value with XStation at the time of placing the trade and then substitute the numbers accordingly. On the cash in 4.0 elite strategy, we want to split the position to 3. So remember, we're using the 1% risk split over 3 positions. If we did that over 0.68, round down and you get to 0.22 lots per position, right? So that's it just there. So now let's take this over to the actual trade ticket, and we can actually place it on the trade ticket. And the good thing about XStation, as I said earlier, is it's going to confirm the whole thing in the trade ticket. So we're over to the experience and execute section now. So here we are. We're looking at the trade ticket now. Again, as I mentioned, if you have a contract size of 1.00, you can see the pip value is changing slightly just there, but it is roughly the same as when I took my screenshot and put it on my presentation. Now, the thing I wanted to point out to you here is that when you go ahead and place your pending order, so I'm going to click on the pending order first of all, and I'm going to click on stop loss because I want a stop loss in place. And as I said earlier in the presentation, we needed to be aware that we're placing 3 positions at 0.22 per position. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in my stop loss price, which in the example of the Elite Cash in 4.0 strategy trade was, let's take a look here, it was 840.70. 840.70 was the trade just there. So what I want to do, and as I said, I want to have a pending order. My entry into the market was 847.50. So 847.50. My stop order is coming in at 840.70. And my volume on the trade is going to be split into 3 positions of 0.22 each. So I want this number here to add up. If I put in the total volume, which is 0.68, you're going to see it takes me very, very close to my actual trade risk, which is £1,150. There you can see. The good thing in XStation is it does confirm that you've got the calculation correct. It tells you that if it enters you in, then stops you out on the stop, you are going to stand to lose £1,134, which is your nominated trade risk, your 3% trade risk on your £45,000 account. Now, as I said, we're splitting it into 3 positions, so 0.22 per position. I know that if you multiply by 3 adds up to 0.66, but we always round down at Master the Markets because we always want to lose a little bit less than our trade risk. So that's always important for us. It's always about the risk. So that's it. I'm ready to place my trade. I've put in my entry. I've put in my volume. I've got my stop order. And it confirms to me that it's 6.8 pips of risk, which is what my calculation said. It also confirms to me the maximum downside is £370, which is the just under 1% of the account risk that I wanted to take. So it is correct because 3 times this would add up to the maximum trade risk that I want to take. And that's it. You just click on to buy stop and you have placed your trade and you're good to go there. So I trust that video is clear. If you have a quicker way of doing this, or if you know any calculators online, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'm sure it will help other people as well. So if you don't already have a live account set up with XTB, you have the option to be able to do that. It just takes a few minutes to set up. You can click the link in the description below. So that's it from me, Rishi Patel, co-founder, Master of the Markets, the Elite Traders Conference, and the Traders Open Day. Until the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Bye for now.